welcome to Shadow Work. Hershey and my guest tonight is Twisted Sushi.
Hello.
And hello, nice to meet you, Twisted.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello.
And we are okay from the after effects of Hurricane Beryl here in Houston. The businesses are coming online slowly. We just got power mid-afternoon yesterday. And the businesses around here, they either have power or not, but it seems to be that a lot of the electronic teller machines and stuff are totally manual. So it's a cash-based business here in Houston right now. Hopefully, as the banks and communication system, electricity gets fully restored, we go back to normal everyday life. But it was fun to sit out and listen to the wind howl.
Yeah, that would be so pretty and peaceful without all the electronics.
Well, it was pretty noisy.
Wonderful. Very much.
Sorry, I live in the mountains, so the power goes out all the time, and we had to go out for 2 weeks before. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that would so suck. Oh gosh, it was so hot and miserable. Oh, it was hot and miserable. All right, guys, it's Wednesday, so you know what Wednesday is. Wednesday is not just hump day, it is also journaling for shadow work. I do subconscious like I always do, so I will be checking your shadow and your past to see what kind of traumatic events were there that kind of affected what Thomas is going to be reading about in your present, your current, your conscious. Are your hands actively into, whether it's good or bad. And then our very special guest, Twisted Sushi, will be kind of serving you guys her version of some healing, some antidote, some stepping stones along the way, some journaling tips. She's just kind of going to be an open book with what she feels is necessary to tie in what we usually always give you on Wednesday. So, you guys know how it goes. We will start with the me's, but we will let Twisted Sushi, Miss Moonlight, you will be first in 1 second. We will let Twisted kind of explain her antidote, stepping stone, healing vibe she's going to bring tonight to shadow work.
Okay, so I'm just going to pull one chakra card and see how your question is going on in your energy field, in your circuit. And then from the same deck, Beyond Lemuria, I'm going to pull a more abstract card and see, what you can journal about, if it's more about your dreams, if you're going through a transformation, if it's more temporary, just stuff like that. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
All right. So with that, now we will go ahead and we will start, Ms. Moonlight. You guys remember, do all the YouTubey things. Get with any moderator that is in chat for any kind of links that you guys want. All links are available for whatever you guys would need to reach out for us. We all do private reading. Well, I'm assuming, do you, Twisted?
Oh, no.
You Twisted
No.
privates? Okay.
Not really.
Okay, well,
no.
Thomas and I do. So make sure that you do the YouTube thing, subscribe to Twisted Sushi so that you will know when she is live, when she has time, because life is just, and she just had a beautiful baby. So if you guys hear baby in the background, or if she has to mute her mic, or if she has to leave abruptly, it's because she has a brand new newborn, and life is just, and we're all grown, so we understand how it goes. Thomas, are you ready? Are you muted? Um, hmm. I don't hear anything.
So, Miss Moonlight, in your subconscious, we have like 5 too many cards. Okay, we start out with the 5 of wands, which there's a little bit of struggle or bickering going on with you and coworkers. You're battling for position. You want to be heard. This is all wands energy. Then we got the page of wands coming in, and there's going to be an announcement to shake up the creativity. So a lot of things that were the standard operating procedures around you are going to shift in the near future. And then we end up with the 9 of rods, and that's just your persistence of taking the world a day at a time. You see it as your duty to guard your health, your heart, your family, those around you, your job, and you show up day in and day out, and you just feel that's your duty to do that. You expect no less from anybody else than you are willing to give yourself. And so you give a lot of yourself, and so you expect highly of others. And some of us others in your life may not always reach the level of what you're hoping for us. And that's on the conscious side. Hershe will go with the subconscious.
Miss Moonlight, so I got the Hermit card and the Thief, which is about seizing the moment and being selfish, right? And they paired that with Hermit. There is nothing wrong when it comes to shadowing or doing shadow work and doing journaling and understanding exactly what the moment is. You need to be able to go into that hermit mentality, right? Sometimes we don't always have a chance to have 11 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, hell, sometimes 2 minutes, right? Just sometimes it's just busy, 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 go, 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 go. But what you can understand is that sometimes you have to be selfish. And this isn't the kind of selfish that has any kind of negative consequence behind it. But if you really, really, really want to start healing and you want to start moving away from shadow and bringing in and staying in a positive mind frame and not letting nostalgia or negative carry you back every single time, you have to worry about what keeps triggering it. I looked for a trigger and I didn't see a trigger, but there is something that can literally be either bottled up or put into a spell jar and throw in your freezer, or bury in your backyard. There's a feeling that needs to be, casted into something and away from your head and away from your heart. So make sure that whatever it is, if you're not ready for that kind of opening or that kind of uncomfortableness or even pain, sometimes ripping those wounds wide open again is some of the hardest shit we will ever do. But you have to be honest with yourself. Even when you can't be honest with anyone else, as long as you are honest with yourself, you will make a definite change in your life. So make sure that those feelings that are feeling unappreciated or unheard or just unvaluable anymore, that you get some time set aside to write them out, put them in a rhyme formation, and then make sure that you transmute that so that it can't use you and you're using that. And that's what I've got for you, sweetie.
Hi, so I got you the Earth Star Chakra. So physically integrating messages from your higher self. You might have some problems with that. I also got the alignment card and the dolphins here, which I have a little dolphin right here. I think of going to the ocean, putting your feet in the sand, and letting these messages ground into the earth. And I got co-creation, communication as well. Remember that everyone plays a part in making a better future. So just try and see that in others. Remember, you can send love energetically, and that we're all here for a purpose. So just remember that when you're talking to others. And that's what I have for you.
Wow. I like how that came in. It's not one of the chakras that, a lot of us always talk about when we talk about like diving in and having unity with something, but it ties
Yeah.
with the crown chakra that I pulled because I pulled the crown chakra. And the main
Now,
words on here is unity and also separation when you think about that hermit card and that thief. So absolutely keep up with it, and it looks like a good antidote for you.
yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Twisted. Gray is up next, and I will read on Gray's conscious. So, Gray, we start out with the Ace of Wands. It's our promise of a creative endeavor, and we want to have that energy, that youthful creativity, and spark that fire of passion going forward. The next card that you have is Ten of Pentacles. That means that you have you take great pride in the appearance of your places and spaces. So you have just the right decor, just the right soothing colors to make you and your guests comfortable. And the word of caution that I have is the Six of Cups. So don't wish your future away, spending a lot of time in that have passed by. Go ahead and honor the days that are past and the people that are no longer there with you daily, but you think about them daily. And I think that would be the only thing that might mess you up and keep you from getting your creative energies and keeping that peaceful surrounding in your house you know, and Hershe will read your subconscious. Oh, I hear kitty.
Okay, so all right, so I got the Page of Cups in reverse, right? So the playfulness, the new love, the young energy that comes with a Page of Cups, especially in the subconscious, in something traumatic, something that happened as a child or during some innocence in your life, right? That was taken from you. This in this aspect, when we come to journaling tonight, something, or maybe this weekend, or whenever you get a chance to do some journaling, something for you to bring that energy back around, to turn that wheel, right? That wheel that we're always on. We're always a hamster that's constantly on this wheel. We're constantly going, right? So the only difference is when we are at the bottom, that's when we see the not so full of strength, the not so playful. Even the strong have weak moments, right? Even the strong have to rest. They paired this with the 52, which is the sea witch, right? Well, in this deck, it represents again youth, playfulness. You have a mermaid going on, with kind of jellyfish tentacle things going on here, right? And then you got a sidekick, you got a best friend, you got a fish here, you got a fish here that, they're having deep conversations, but it's not the best of the conversations because, hell, even on payday, when you got to pay bills, it's not the best of the conversation sometimes, right? Sometimes we don't always agree with those bills. So whatever it is that triggers you, that makes you go from this innocence to this, to not being in full control, doesn't necessarily mean that you're out of control, right? They paired this with nesting, right? So turning this energy around and going back to the innocence is where you want to get to. And you can start by walking through kind of like this little portal door on this tree and go up them stairs and just start nesting, right? Squirrels do it. They're always prepared. They're always nesting. They're always making sure that they're prepared for everything. And in this situation, you would want to talk about ways where you could, or you would want to journal and write about ways where you could learn to nest more and take more time for yourself. And again, I want to reiterate, being selfish for yourself by making time for just you, just unplugging, is not wrong. I know I said it in the last one, but it feels like it really applies when that energy here is nesting. And it's a tree. Crawl inside of that beautiful tree and stay until you just find some peace of mind about what it is that's triggering you. And that's what I've got for you, Gray.
Hi, so I've got heart healing, lots of upward energy with the dragonfly, maybe wear a green gem. The portal keeper saying you are the boss of your own universe. Take time to sit and focus on what you want your universe to look like. Anything else, send right out of your portal to source. To confirm that, we have healing with, it's like your arms are out. Just sit with your hands out. Surrender anything you don't want out into the universe. And that's what I have for you.
It's Wednesday night, and there's no better place to be than with Sushi, Hershe, and me. That's my personal opinion.
I'm biased. I like that opinion.
I'm glad. JR. you are up next. And for the conscious side that I will read on, we start out with our magician. And what does a magician do? He first astounds, he entertains, he makes you think, how did that appear there? Why did he do this flourish over here while something was going on over there? Um, it's confusion, it's misdirection, and it's astonishment. So the more that you can get yourself familiar with all the tools in the arsenal, the more mastery. But you got to practice. It doesn't come easy. You got to make it look effortless on your part. So that's what I have for you, JR. The next card is your Seven of Pentacles. And anything good that's going to come has to come in its time and its season. Doesn't mean that you just let things come to fruition. You make things happen. So the Seven of Pentacles card, that's our seasons. We plant the fields, turn the soil, plant the fields, tend to the weeds, water if necessary, and then if everything goes to plan and everything was right in the world, you get a bountiful harvest in the fall. Not guaranteed, because things like weather occurs. We don't have mastery over the weather yet, but you are going places, JR, because we've got the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands says at least everything is going in the same direction. You're not being pulled here and there and apart. Your attention is focused on what your end goal is. So I hope that helps you in your conscious. Hershe's with your subconscious.
Hi, JR. Hi, Tom. Ooh, okay. So I kind of like when we're doing shadow checks and I get something that reminds me to remind you to continue to always be the fool, right? It's never wrong to be the fool. Sometimes it gets a little hectic when we're the damn fool, but for the most part, those of us that catch it, we can easily turn that around, right? We can go from that crazy mind frame and logically bring ourselves back, right? Well, I say the word logic for a very specific reason. Before I go into what's going on in that root area, that subconscious, I want you to understand that there's something that is suppressing logic, right? Something is holding that logic backwards, away from you, blocked even, maybe. This is something that is definitely binding, I feel like, because this card in the upright has got a whole lot of loyalty to it, right? This is the Hound. This is always a promise, whichever direction it's going. But because it's in the upright, in the reverse position, what I want you to understand that this is about chains, right? This is something that's holding us back, something that is suppressing that logic, right? So when you think about the subconscious, what's always constantly usually holding us back is that unknown. And of course, yours is about the respecting the unknown is also in reverse. You got superstition, and superstition is in reverse. So maybe there are situations in your life, which happens to a lot of us, where we get fed false information or we get fed someone else's forced thoughts, and then they become our thoughts. And then all of a sudden, a lie becomes the truth. And in our world, we live there. Sometimes we can't always escape it. Sometimes we don't always know where that exit door is, right? So what I want you to understand is this is more of a reminder of this looks like something that you have knowingly overcome, because like I said, when you look at your roots, you got the Fool in the upright position. So this is you constantly going out there and trying some new shit, right? And not being scared of it, right? They paired that with Spy Master. And again, it's in reverse, but we're not seeing it in negative. It's more like the challenges that you're willing to accept every single day because you understand life is just. So this does trust, this knowledge. Every time you go out there, you are still learning to trust yourself, and you're learning to build that trust up with the universe, even though mankind and life itself lets us down because that's just how it's built. The universe and our heart doesn't break itself, right? The universe is never going to break our trust. They're always going to catch us when we fall, even though we don't see it that way. Sometimes we flat refuse, but it looks like you've got a whole bunch of reminders here to remember the energy of what once was can be. And it looks like you're starting to turn this around, even though they're all in the challenge position, because that Fool is upright in your roots. I'm not going to say that it is all necessarily negative. I'm saying that it's choices and challenges you're willing to take, and it doesn't look like you're letting past make decisions for you. Just don't make the same mistakes, but keep on making all the choices and trying new stuff. And that's what I've got for you on this side.
Wow. So I completely agree. So I got the solar plexus, like something pre-birth, past life, whatever, is making you feel not worthy under the sun. So have loving compassion for yourself. And then with what she was saying about trust. So her eyes are closed, and I think of when your nervous system is so tense and high strung, you can't even close your eyes around other people. Well, and I just think of that, like you need to go into public, wear some citrine or pyrite, and do something with your community that will make you feel strong and worthy, and banish those thoughts and other energies that don't agree. Because you definitely have, a strong purpose here. And I like all the wings, like you're just meant to fly and unfurl your whole energy system, and that will make you feel healthy and vibrant. And welcome here. So that's what I have for you. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you, Twisted. And Gray is
Ooh,
up
sip,
next.
Sip. Didn't we just read for Gray, or am I tripping?
Uh, on the last show, we read through Gray.
No, we just did Gray, yeah.
Okay.
And then JR, right?
Gray, did we read on
We haven't done Jeff or Mousy.
And I just started Rossi as well. Gray put a me in there if we did not read for you and you're still around. Jeff, tarot ask backwards. I read with you a lot, but I don't think I remember reading for you. So, thank you for being brave. And here, what the cards have in store for you tonight. We start off with the Hermit. So, I think this is your word of warning that maybe you need to go in and think about some things a little more instead of espousing viewpoints, because not, I mean, not everyone has similar viewpoints, and if we're not careful, haters gonna hate and dog you. But the next card you have is your Three of Wands. So you're putting those plans into motion. So you've made your decisions. You're putting your plans into motion, and you're seeing things through to your natural conclusion. And if you do that true to your heart, your Ace of Cups is going to be your outcome. But you may need to self censor a little bit more than you have in the past. And that's what I have on the conscious side. Hershe's got your subconscious.
Okay. Your roots are good, right? So when you think about the subconscious, when you think about those doors that don't always get triggered, the easiest, those unconscious doors, right? Um, there's an existence somewhere in one of those doors where there is, and this is not like the most friendliest when it comes to time. When it erupts and opens, it is because literally your truck broke down. You literally were late to work already. You broke your toe on the way climbing to get onto the escalator that ultimately stops 5 floors before you get to your office floor. And then, it's just one of them days, right? I think Alanis Morissette says it best in those songs, right? So there is a hunch going on though, but this existence has got a time clock on it, right? This tick 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 tick. There is something behind it though that is wonderful because there is serendipity. There is an unexpected joy that is hiding behind all of that, but all of this is blocking this, right? And all of it is on a time clock. So when you think about this time clock, this um, chime that's going occasionally when you have literally had the day of hell. And then on top of it, you still have to go home and you still have to cook dinner and you still have to do this and you still have to do that. All the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and you still got to hear, well, can you do this? Can you do that? And do this and do that and do this? Yeah, till you can't do it anymore, right? Make sure that you understand that that's when that subconscious turns into unconscious and that existence opens up, right? That hunch follows you everywhere you go. And you need to understand that because it's blocking joy, it is going to literally kick your ass every single time. There is a beautiful release when I think about it because ultimately, just because this is a subconscious door that doesn't peek its rearing head very often, it's not one to be forgotten about, even though your roots are wonderful, right? You got the Queen of Sword and you got the Poet card. So we already understand the Queen of Swords, right? We understand that this is something that is not just honest, but this is somebody that is brutally honest. So sometimes we have to be that bitch. We have to be that flow. We have to be that rhythm, right? Sometimes we just have to kind of let it go, right? And they paired it with none other than Poet, which is about vulnerability and also relationships. So when you think about where your roots are at subconsciously, you're really doing okay subconsciously, but it's all that undermined trickery that we convince ourselves that, like I said, when the lie becomes a truth, we start opening closets and doors that we didn't even know we had keys for them cellar doors anymore. So whatever it is, there is a hunch about whatever this existence, this feeling is that you're having, right? Make sure that you pay attention when you hear or you feel that gut going crazy. You get that hunch, let everything go and trust it. Trust it. Start even listening for the ticking. Is this that damn door about to open? Trust that it is. That's that unconscious door that needs to release steam. And once you learn to release it, instead of leaving it locked up, scared for dear life to let them emotions out, let that shit out, because there is literally unexpected joy behind it. And that's what I've got for you subconsciously, love.
Nice. So I got the crown chakra. Think higher than, your lower chakras. This is a barrier here. Oh, one moment. Okay. Think oneness, think unity rather than with your third eye and the heaviness. Even indigos are too much. No blacks, if that makes sense. That's where you're going to get your information right now. This card's about creating and manifesting a better future rather than, predicting one. And then integrity, thinking, are these thoughts and words coming from my highest self, or is this, probably not the best thing to say or do? And just shining radiance, and from your highest places. Okay, I hope that makes sense.
He says, makes so much sense.
Of course, you couldn't hear me because I had my mute on, and my screen looks a little bit different tonight. Not everything's the way I'm used to seeing it, but things have to change. Jane, you start out with temperance. You wear this. You wear this red triangle. You are mother, daughter, wife. There's that triad of balance in your life, and you're constantly called from one job to another, and thank goodness you have your angelic team there to back you up. Temperance, you don't get into the substances or the bodily things that some of us go to for comfort. Um, you have that inner wisdom and knowledge that you're wherever you are right now because that's where you're meant to be. So you're never thinking about when can I get this over with because I need to be somewhere else. You enjoy being where you're at. The next card is your Page of Swords. Page of Swords, he's that take charge person. He can fly off the coop. Sometimes he can be a little irrational, but it is just the joy of life that the pages exude. And I see that in your life, Jane. Then we end up with a Hierophant. You use systems and institutions and processes that are familiar to the masses to relay your message through and not alienate anybody from their belief systems or anything else, because you have that that wisdom in your heart that you know everybody's unique individuals and has their preferences and has their own belief systems. So you're not here to shatter them. You're here to augment their belief systems and to make them trust in themselves and whatever they're hearing from their guides. And we'll take it over to Hershe.
Well, they've got me shuffling 99 freaking decks, so here I'm coming. Okay.
Would you like to go? Okay.
Oh, no, I got it. Holy shit. Okay. All right. So, Miss Jane, I am just a moment. Just a moment. We're going to talk about your roots in 1 second. They need me to bring something to your attention. Like right now, you have someone in your life that is a poisoned apple. They want to be the kind of apple that you can just sink your teeth into and enjoy all the deliciousness, but they're absolutely not that person. They you know, everybody's got thorns, woo 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 woo. They're the kind of person that uses that to their advantage, but trust me, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all bullshit. They are literally a poisoned apple. Be very careful. So I know every once in a while I have to tell you, scratch your life, find a thief. But I actually think that you already know who this person is because you're taking a roll of the dice with them, right? Just be careful. You know, what we ask for, we get. You got wishing well in reverse. So make sure that this rolling the dice, understanding that this person, what they are in full effect, is they will always be this, okay? Even though you're doing this is your outcome. Your wishing well is in reverse. Pay close attention. I just want to just get that out there. Also, I wanted to tell you that it looks not too bad, right? So you've got this victory, right? You've got the 6 of Wands coming in, which is the victory card. And this is one of the most gorgeous decks ever. This is the Marielle. And I know that you understand this victory card because this is that success. This is that earned achievement. Earned, right? Keyword there. Earned, right? You earned this. You worked for this. Also, it's about fate coming in, right? So you think about it was designed and cut just for your very unique thread that's probably not even woven together anymore. So make sure that you understand that because it's part of your fate, this victory that's going to come about once you kind of put your life back together, you've got this 8 coming in right behind the 6. So there is real quick action and movement coming in rapidly as soon as you start making some cuts and cutting off what isn't serving you. So in your journaling, make sure that you're journaling about cutting off what is no longer serving you because it's not going to seed come harvest time, right? So it's time to kind of allow that weed to be just a weed and go away because it doesn't need to get put back into the fresh fields once you gather and celebrate your newest harvest that's coming in just a couple of months. They don't deserve your future. And that's what I've got for you.
Hi, so I got a few cards. Root chakra and Earth Star. So planting your feet in the soil, but also your environment, I feel like, is important because Crystal Keys card, which to me talks about crystal spirits, crystal auras. So you're going to feel others in your environment so much. Oh, sorry, hold on. That you become them. So anything that's around you that you don't want, get rid of. And then I do keep getting the infinite card like before. And I see this beetle of good.
Did she go mute? Hello?
Was I on mute?
We just lost audio there for
Something
it.
happened. I don't know.
I didn't see that you were muted. Oh, and then she was gone. She will be back. Please, Twisted, come back.
You didn't break her, Jane.
Thank you, Jane, for letting us read for you.
Tom, you're not helping. That's not helping, Tom.
There we go.
Hey, sorry. Apparently, when I get a phone call, everything stops. So you're going to be very sensitive to your environment and other people. Cut out anything you don't want in your life, which will help you integrate your divinity even more. And then good luck with this beetle here. And once you balance your lower chakras, then you'll unlock your vitality and the rainbow can come through. I hope that makes sense.
That makes sense. And I'm sure it makes sense to Jane. And Jane said she broke you.
Yeah.
Not at all. Okay, we have Miss Rossi. How are you, Rossi? I feel that Rossi is very conflicted at the time because she's at the 7 of Wands energy. She's fighting people off. She's king of the hill for right now. She's got the advantage. She got the high ground. But it just seems that people want to take Rossi down a peg or two. Rossi, be true to yourself. You're the king of swords. You're very analytical. You think things out. You never jump to conclusions. And then your passion and your might burn heavily and brightly. So you may be a force to be reckoned with that other people keep trying to keep you tamped down by playing King of the Hill with you. And then, but your outcome is good. You get Queen of Pentacles. Your house is in order. Your surroundings are in order. You know what makes you peaceful. And I think you know the wisdom, when to activate and fight for things, and when to just let people hang themselves with their own actions. And that's what I have for you on the conscious side. She's got your subconscious.
Oh, okay, Rossi. So I got all clubs, right? So I'm using a very specific deck. I'm using a cartomancy deck, right? And the cards are numerology. They're like screaming at me, right? Because they're every other one, so to speak, right? So you got the ten of clubs, queen of clubs, ace of clubs, right? So when you think about the ten of clubs, right? This transcending, right? This is about a magical or a mystical experience. This is your higher self reminding you of something that once was with you, right? This is your human potential brain getting in the way of something that used to be you, just another walk, right? So, what I want you to do is, I want you to remember that as you are moving forward, constantly try to remember that there was a prior walk or 3 or 5 or 13 that you've done or 12, and this is not your first one, right? So there was something that got you here. You just need to start remembering, right? So, well, how does that go with subconscious, right? Something there, and I mean, we're going all the way back to a prior walk, has literally got these cards going asshole crazy, right? Because then we go right into the queen, which is the mother of time. And again, this is about time itself. This is about creation, destruction, and the power within the cosmos, right? That means that if it's in the cosmos, it is part of the collective, and all of the collective is the reason that all of us are here, right? We're all part of this great, big, wonderful collective, right? This greater I. And then you got this ace, right? And this ace is literally feeling, right? So when you think about putting a feeling with a a mother's perspective of time, with, well, you got father time, and well, obviously you got to have mother time, right? So it wouldn't make sense to have one without the other. So this traumatic event that plays in has a lot of female energy, is what I feel like it's wanting me to understand, right? It's wanting me to understand that this destruction, right, this female energy that possibly has been there in more than one walk with you, right? Not always necessarily the same role. Sometimes they can be a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a cousin, a good friend, the milkman, the radio DJ announce personality. I don't know. But sometimes, usually, there's a way that they cross, and it's like those deja vu moments. Those are previous walks reminding us we've done this. So pay real close attention to the females presently in your life. And when you start getting sensations that remind you of deja vu, pay attention to those deja vu moments, because that's what needs to come to an ending, right? So you got a hearse, which is literally an ending, and then you got rich, which is literally ride away, right? I mean, you got ride, which is literally ride away. So you really need to remove the energy, but you need to figure out where the energy is coming from. But it stimulates, it is the crossroad, it is literally the uncertainty. They paired this with the crossroads, right? So when you think about this uneasy, this unsure, this unnecessary feelings that you're having while you're at these crossroads, these choices and decisions that have to be made, make sure that you pay attention to what is coming with it and what female energy it's tied to. And that's what I've got for you.
Hi, so I got sacral chakra, and like she was saying, the womb. This brings up the womb for me, the womb, a portal to source. So yeah, something with your mother or in your feminine lineage. But so do something creative. Like while you paint, I think of painting. You can go through time, like she was saying again, and just rewrite your past. Think about how you want your future and the future of others, like this being other little souls that you come in contact with. Let them and yourself know that you can rise above it, climb the ladder to enlightenment, um, use all that pain and trauma to better the world. And that's what I have for you.
Think Twisted. We have one left, but Ash asked how you wear Hershey.
We are better. Much, 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 much better. Alrighty. Our last read of the night.
So for Mousy, with the cards that I drew for you, we're going to start with the Four of Pentacles, our miser. Sometimes I call the miser the declutter card because if you want to hold more opulence in your treasury, sometimes you got to go clean out the corners. So declutter and make way for abundance. You may not think that you're living in abundance. We all live in abundance in this country, at least. Even the poorest of our poor are basically taken care of. Um, don't be too judgmental of yourself. You're in the middle of the journey, and I think, Mousy, that you're trying to rush things, and we we can't rush life. You know, we want to experience the experiences as they're happening. You don't want to go. You don't want to be the reporter. You don't want to be the cameraman while life passes you by, but records it for you. You want to enjoy it and live in the moment. So don't be judgmental on yourself or other people. And then we end with Page of Pentacles. And our Page of Pentacles, that's that message of abundance. And so I think he's telling the youth, Mousy, that you don't have needs for anything. You have wants. And the two are very different. And you have to have a different mindset between needs and wants. So I think this page is cautioning you to take life as it happens, and that serenity prayer, change the things that you can, accept the things that you can't, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. That's what I have for you, Mousy.
Okay. All right, Mousy. So, I feel like there's a time in your life where maybe subconsciously you justify a certain or specific action that you tend to use as a crutch, right? We all do this. So your journaling is about that crutch, right? What is it that you are using to justify an action that you're literally rock bottom on, right? So you got the Ten of Swords paired with justice in the challenge position, right? So this isn't the kind of thing that is righteous to be stood on, right? When you think about justifying it and justice this way, because it's not truth, right? It's not that cause and effect kind of situation. It's the crutch, right? It is that safe, easy place that some of us or all of us have or will or do go to when we're in this 10 of swords energy, right? This rock bottom thing, because we're usually floating on a river somewhere in Egypt, right? We all know that. Denial, right? We've all been there. But understand that they paired that with runaway, and this is upright. So upright, it's about stuffing them secrets, running from the problem, right? Not towards the solution. You're running from the problem instead of standing to worry about the climb so that you can climb the mountain and you can overcome it. This is not something that is seasonal, right? Because seasonal reverse here, right? So this isn't about a temporary solution that is needed, right? So with the tree, even in the upright, upside down position, now you see where the roots are even affected now. So this is no longer seasonal. There is a lot of research that is needed. So going into your journaling, your grimoire, your books, your sources, counseling, talking to people, or finding a shadow worker that has the skills that are needed to deal with helping you and encourage you in a healthy, safe environment to start working on that crutch is literally the best thing to do, because we're not 18 months where we can just throw the binky away, right? Some of us are much older and we need to kind of be easy with ourselves because we don't want to break our own hearts. We don't want to hurt ourselves all over again. We want to heal. So try not to focus so much on what it is that needs to be removed as the crutch, and stop running from the mountain, because it's not going anywhere. It's not. I promise it's not. It doesn't get bigger like people say it does. It just doesn't ever go anywhere, and it's always going to be there. So get that research going and start worrying about working through it or writing through it, and then work on a primal release. And that's what I've got for you, Massey.
Hi, so I agree. In your heart, you have some bitterness holding you back. Like you might feel really dualistic because I noticed these a lot. Like there's something holding you back from being loving to others. So I agree with the journaling, like literally making lists, like one list what you're grateful for, and then one list what you would like removed, and then literally using fire safely to burn that second list, or use the violet flame meditation. And remember, you're here to transmute those things, and yeah, not run from them, but to heal them. And then secondly, kind of random, if you have any animals, love on your animals. Maybe research your animal totems to help open your heart some more. And that's what I have for you.
Well, I want to thank
Oh
you
my
all for being with
gosh.
us. And Twisted, thank you
Absolutely.
for your
Thank
readings.
you.
They were wonderful. And we
Yes,
have to
Twisted, please
get
come
your
back
support.
and do chakra treks again soon.
Oh,
We have to thank your support team, Aurora and Mr. Twisted, for keeping the fort down while you show your talents and your gifts. And
oh,
thank
I
you
know. Well, thank you for having me here.
Absolutely,
anytime.
absolutely. And we will definitely have you back soon. All right, everybody, have a beautiful night. And thank you so much, because you could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here with us tonight. So thank you for showing the support. And we will see you on the next hump day, weather inclimating that is.
Good
Weather
night.
awareness that is. I'll get it out. I don't know. So, good night, everybody.
Good night.